Friends, the story begins with a little girl named Eve, who was remembering the time when she and her father, Javier, used to live together. Her father used to tell her, "You look just like your sister." But Eve didn't remember her sister. All she had was a toy ballerina. One night, some people attacked their house. Javier noticed something was wrong. He started fighting the attackers one by one. He went to Eve and said, "Remember what I taught you." Eve quietly began following her father's commands, while her father kept fighting the attackers. From the way he fought, it was clear he was a trained fighter. But with so many attackers, he couldn't hold up for long. And that's when the leader of the attackers made his entrance. He said, "We allowed a girl from our clan to marry an outsider like you, and this is how you repay our kindness. Because of you, your wife is dead. Now tell me, where is Eve?" But Javier spit in his face. Eve was silently watching everything. And then this man gave Javier a choice. He loaded one bullet into a gun and said, "If you shoot yourself, your daughter will live. But if you kill me, both you and your daughter will die." Javier decided to take his own life. But just then Eve screamed. Seeing that, Javier started fighting back. He didn't want these people to get their hands on Eve. Eve also came out and fired a shot at one of the attackers to help her father. She and Javier both ran outside. Javier activated a bomb. But while running, a bullet hit Javier too. The bomb killed all the attackers except their leader. And because of that bullet, Javier couldn't survive either. After that, the story shifts to the present. A man named Winston Scott comes to meet Eve. He says, "I knew your father. He wanted a free life for you, one that he could never live himself. But now that he's gone, things have changed." Winston Scott says, "I can take you to your father's family. They'll take care of you, and maybe someday they'll become your family too." Winston Scott takes Eve to an organization called Ruska Roma, where the director asks her, "Do you know how to dance?" They made Eve a part of their theater. After that, Winston gives her a gold coin and leaves. That's when a woman named Nogi tells Eve, "Your father was also part of Ruska Roma." Then the scene jumps 12 years ahead. Eve is now practicing as a ballerina. She has a tattoo on her back, just like her father's. While practicing, Eve keeps falling again and again. The director says, "Put some medicine on your leg, otherwise it'll have to be cut off." Eve also has a friend here named Tatiana. All the people here train in every type of fighting along with ballet, like boxing, shooting, everything. They are being turned into assassins. But Eve always lost to the boys. Nogi told her, "You'll always be weaker than the boys, always smaller, but you can't give up. He's beating you, because you're letting him decide how the fight goes." Nogi told Eve, "Change the game. Fight like a lioness." Eve started improving. She began defeating the boys. But then one day, she noticed that her friend Tatiana wasn't there. Eve went and asked the director about it. The director said, "Tatiana isn't worthy of becoming a Ruska Roma. She doesn't have what you have. Your childhood was stolen from you, and that pain is your strength. Then why are you holding me back?" The director said, "All right, the time has come." The director took Eve to her final training. There, another assassin was brought in, someone the Ruska Roma no longer needed. In front of both of them were gun parts. Whoever assembled the gun first and killed the other would win. Eve finished first and killed the girl. One night, a mysterious man came to their theater, a man we all know as John Wick. Eve saw that John Wick was being removed from Ruska Roma. She met John and asked, "How do I do what you're doing?" John Wick replied, "You've already started. But if you want, you can still walk away from all of this." But just then, Eve received her first contract. Her mission was to protect the daughter of a rich man. But for this job, she was only given rubber bullets. Eve arrived at a club. She spotted the girl she was supposed to protect. But at the same time, other people were closing in on the girl. They grabbed her. Eve stepped up in front of them, facing all the thugs at once. But they were too many. Their leader started leaving with the girl. But Eve fought them off one by one. She reached the leader, picked up a hammer nearby, and began fighting him. Eve defeated the man, but she didn't kill him. She saved the girl and completed her mission. After that, her tattoo at Ruska Roma got upgraded. The story moves 2 months ahead. Eve had now become a proper assassin. She was killing people and completing missions. But then, outside, a car attacked her. Eve killed those people too. But then, she noticed a mark on one man's hand. The same mark her father's killers had. Eve cut off the man's hand and took it straight to the director. Test. What is this mark? These are the people who killed my dad. The director replied, you don't know who these people are. They are ruthless. We have an ancient pact with them. They won't interfere in our work, and we won't interfere in theirs. Stay as far away from them as you can. The director warned the ballerina, you'll never be able to find them, and if you try, it'll only cause destruction. But Eve didn't listen. She went straight to the Continental Hotel to meet Winston Scott. The receptionist heard Eve's name and sent her straight to Winston, the manager. Eve asked Winston about the people with that mark. She said, the director already warned me, so if you know something, please tell me. She returned the same coin Winston had given her and pleaded. Winston told her, they are a cult. They kill people for entertainment. And right now, one of them is staying at another branch of our hotel. The man's name was Daniel Pine. He had a bounty of $2 million and was currently staying in room 315. Eve took the information about Daniel Pine and went to that other hotel branch. The Continental had one rule: no violence inside the hotel. But many people were already watching Daniel Pine. A sniper had his gun pointed at him. Eve went from her room to Pine's room. But before she could reach Daniel, his young daughter showed up in front of her. The girl asked, are you here to kill my father? And right then, Daniel pointed a gun at Eve. And that's when we learn that the people with the mark had surrounded the hotel. They wanted to kill Daniel and take his daughter too. The woman sitting downstairs doubled Daniel's bounty, and all the bounty hunters who had held back until now decided to break the hotel's rules and go after him. That's exactly what the marked people wanted. They wanted someone to break the rule, so they could use that as an excuse to kill Daniel. And then, some bounty hunters attacked. Eve and Daniel fought them together. Daniel took the chance and escaped. Now the same thing was happening to Daniel and his daughter that once happened to Eve and her father. Daniel asked Eve for help. He said, help me get my daughter out of here. Eve agreed. She took the girl and started to escape. Meanwhile, Daniel was fighting the attackers. But a bounty hunter killed Daniel right in front of Eve, and Eve was knocked unconscious. After that, this girl Lena called her boss, the chancellor, and informed him that there was another girl with Daniel Pine and his daughter. Meanwhile, Eve and the rest of the bounty hunters were caught by hotel security. Eve said, I didn't break any rules. These people attacked first. So, the hotel security let Eve go but killed the other two. They told her to check out of the hotel immediately. After that, Eve went to a weapon dealer. She bought several different weapons from there. But while she was checking out the guns, they were suddenly ambushed. The weapon dealer, Frank, and Eve both tried to escape. Eve grabbed a few grenades from the storeroom and threw them at the attackers. She took one of the attackers down in hand-to-hand combat. Whatever she could find around her, Eve used it as a weapon to fight. That's when the dealer Frank noticed. These were the same marked people. Realizing this, Frank gave Eve a location and said, I'm not sure, but they might be there. Eve took Frank's car and reached a mountainous area. But as soon as she entered, she was already being watched. She got a call from the director. I told you not to go there. Because of your selfish reasons, you're putting our entire family in danger. Come back immediately. But Eve didn't listen. She saw some ballerina toys that reminded her of her childhood. Suddenly, a man came and attacked her. Eve fought him and broke his arm. Then she shot and killed him. But the entire area was filled with members of that cult. Even the chef tried to fight her. Eve locked the chef inside the refrigerator. Soon, more people came from outside to kill Eve. She fought them all. And eventually, the chef managed to get out. Eve killed her too. Then a man named I reported Eve's actions to the chancellor. The chancellor ordered him to activate the protocols. Alarms started blaring throughout the area. Children were ordered to go inside their homes, and all the adults came out to hunt down Eve. That meant every single person in this town was now after Eve, and they were all trained assassins. They outnumbered her and eventually captured her. That's when Lena noticed the Ruska Roma tattoo on Eve's back. And then it's revealed that the little girl Ella is actually the Chancellor's granddaughter. Daniel was his son, who had been trying to keep Ella hidden from the Chancellor. But then Lena enters and tells the Chancellor about Eve, revealing that she is a Ruska Roma. So the Chancellor goes to Eve and says, "There was a pact between Ruska Roma and us, that we would never interfere in each other's business." Eve replied, "I'm not here on behalf of Ruska Roma. You people took my father's life. You tried to take me away from him. I'm here to take revenge." Hearing those words, the Chancellor finally recognizes her. He tells Lena, "That girl is your younger sister." At that moment, Eve attacks everyone in the room, and Lena joins her. Lena chases after Eve, saying, "Listen to me." She tells her, "We were both born right here, and now you finally come home." Lena reveals, "Our mom was also part of this cult, but our dad was from Ruska Roma. He tried to keep you away from this cult. That day, the Chancellor had come to take you back. But just then, attackers reach their cabin, and the Chancellor orders them to kill both girls. The attackers throw bombs into the cabin. Eve survives the blast, but Lena doesn't. As she dies, Lena says to Eve, "I missed you." Seeing this, Eve's rage only grew stronger. She began slaughtering the attackers mercilessly. She told the Chancellor, "I'm going to kill you too." So, the Chancellor called the director. He warned her, "Control your operative, or this will turn into a war." The director replied, "She's working against us now. I don't want a war, but I can send someone to stop her. In the meantime, no one on your side will make a move." The Chancellor agreed and said, "Fine, you've got until midnight." The director then sent John Wick to eliminate Eve. Meanwhile, the Chancellor ordered his entire city. No one is to engage until midnight. John Wick entered the city and faced Eve. He told her, "You can still walk away from this." But Eve replied, "I'm not leaving." She fired bullets at him. John calmly told her, "You don't need to do this." But Eve wouldn't listen. Here, we clearly saw the difference in strength between the two. John was far stronger than Eve, but he didn't want to kill her. He wanted to make her understand. John pointed a gun at her and said, "Leave now." She said, "He killed my father. Let me finish what I started." John replied, "Fine, you have until midnight." After that, Eve went out to hunt the Chancellor. She stuck a grenade onto a man's face and blew him up. Hearing the news, the Chancellor gave the order, "Kill Eve." And just like that, the entire city went after her. There was one girl against a whole town of stronger and more heavily armed enemies. Eve broke into the city's armory. She found some weapons inside. When the soldiers followed her in, she triggered a trap, blowing them all up. She then used a flamethrower to burn the rest alive. That's when another man named Dex picked up a flamethrower too. He and Eve clashed using fire from both sides, dodging each other's attacks. But then more people showed up. Eve used both her guns and the flamethrower to kill them. Just then, Dex launched a surprise attack. Their flamethrowers set the entire area on fire. They moved into hand-to-hand combat. Dex was overpowering Eve. She had to run. Eve escaped the armory. Outside, there were more people on the streets. She burned them too. At the same time, the Chancellor's men advised him to leave the city. The Chancellor said, "In 200 years, not a single leader of ours has left this place." But the situation had gotten completely out of control. The Chancellor took his granddaughter and escaped. Meanwhile, Eve's flamethrower ran out of fuel. Dex arrived with his. He attacked Eve, but by luck, Eve found a water pipe connected to a fire extinguisher. Eve sprayed water, while Dex attacked with fire. The blast of steam from their clash knocked both of them down. Dex pointed his flamethrower at Eve, but just then, John Wick shot and killed Dex from above. There were only 4 minutes left until midnight. If Eve didn't kill the Chancellor by then, John Wick would have to kill her instead. But now, a group of attackers ambushed John Wick too. He started fighting them off. Meanwhile, Eve found the Chancellor's car. She opened fire on it. The Chancellor stepped out and said, "That's enough. You won't be able to save Ella. Nothing will change." All of this will remain the same. Look at yourself. You're a killer too. That's your fate. But Eve shot the Chancellor and ended it. She opened the car door and pulled Ella out safely. At the same time, the director called John Wick and asked, "Is she dead?" John replied, "He's dead." And then we saw Daniel Pine was alive. He reunited with his daughter. Eve arrived at the Hotel Continental. She was watching a ballerina performance. And just then, everyone found out that Eve's new bounty had reached $5 million, making her one of the top 3 most wanted. And with that, friends, this story comes to an end. Let us know in the comments how you liked the explanation. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.